Hey, what's going on, everybody? Scott here. Today we're at the castle, and having to start over again. I had different ideas of how I wanted to do the castle, and I really, really like the way this one came out. We're at the side of it here. That's where you meet Preston Garvey to take the castle to begin with. So we're starting on this side of the castle, where I've never really made an entrance on this side before. I've always repaired all of the walls and had the one entrance on the other side with the regular doorway. But the Snappy House kit has these Bunker Hill walls, like that whole entrance right there. And I just thought it would be really cool to do something with that, to make an entrance at the castle with it. So, you can see there I've added some turret placements there on the side of the wall with the little shelves, I guess. And then I've added plenty of statues and things like that around the front to really make a kind of a grand entrance into the castle for the Minutemen. This is their headquarters, so why not have them have something pretty cool? So I've got lots of statues, some cannons, and then the Minutemen morale pack I have downloaded, and that gives you all kinds of new flags and different things like that you can use. And then over here I've set up a little firing range so that they can test out their weapons, and I've kind of placed it where it's down towards the water and things like that. So there's a little makeshift building up here, put up a few decorations inside of it, so they can come up and test out their weapons and see how they're doing. Like, got some ammo laying around and different things. And then those are the standing targets, wood targets. But using the Place Anywhere mod, I was able to make them static so that they don't move and they won't fall over. And even though they are, I placed those gravel walls, I believe those are from the J2M mod. I placed them behind the targets, like that's what's holding them up, and to give it a little more, structure to the targets there. I'm really happy with the way that came out. And then you can see here I used the Snappy House kit for the stairs and the foundations and the floors there to go along with the Bunker Hill walls. And then the stairs actually snapped right into the doorway right there. I didn't have to place them there; they snapped there. So it actually worked out pretty well. And then you can kind of see on the sides where I've repaired the walls in between the Bunker Hill walls and the walls of the actual castle, so it doesn't look all caved in. But I'm really happy with the way these stairs came out. I mean, it looks like it really could be built this way. And then I wanted to give this room kind of a this is the front office for the Minutemen. So I've just set up lots of posters or portraits and things, and then I placed a couple of the guard posts, the desk guard posts. But one thing about the castle that I don't like is you assign someone to guard, and they kind of just roam all over. Rarely are they sitting, in their actual guard posts. But then Crimson Rider's Unique Furniture gives you these little secretary desks that you can assign to people, and it's really cool because that's what they do, is they sit there and they input on the computers to really kind of help give it that front office type feel to this little room. And then the power armor isn't real. That's a statue. I think that was from the USO mod. And then stairs on the other side to go down and into the castle. So then you come in, and of course the first thing you always notice is the big radio tower right in the middle. And it's got a couple of little rickety, wood walls around it, and it's just not appealing at all. So I used Snappy House Kit again and used some stone walls to kind of I really wanted to give it a communications room, communication building feel to it. Um, because this is how the Minutemen communicate with the Commonwealth, around to the different settlements and things like that. So that's why, I didn't have to really use Place Anywhere to put a lot of that here. But then I downloaded another mod called Symbiotic Settlements, and it comes with these cool planters and different types of plants and things that you can plant in them. And there's a few different types, like that one was on the ground. This one, it looks like it's it's in an old crate, and I've got glowing fungus in this, and then those you can actually assign to people to work like crops. And unfortunately, you get kind of weird animations with it, but it's still pretty cool, because even though it's glowing fungus, it still adds like 0.5 food to the settlement. So it kind of helps out, and it looks pretty cool, and it keeps your settlers busy. And then this is from the Busy Settlers mod. Yeah, it looks like the Nuka Mixer, but it's really a scavenging station. And then that's my scavenger that I have assigned to it. So now we're going to go in and check out the inside of the communications room. The door to move him out of the way for me. Always remember that there is a magazine here on the radio desk. Seem to have forgotten that one. And even with Scrap That Settlement, I can't get rid of the wood walls that are there, so I just kind of built around them. Set up lots of consoles and things like that to really give it a good communications room type feel to it. And of course then this is the radio part. And if you remember, there's speakers that play the radio station out into the castle. And you can get missions from that. But if you don't want them, this switch box is already here on it, and it will turn those speakers off so they won't give you any missions while you're here. Because after a while, the Minutemen missions, they kind of get repetitive. Oh, this settlement got attacked, and go clear out these super mutants or these raiders or whatever. And after a while, you just get tired of doing them. Then I set up a radar beacon up there on top. It doesn't do anything, just for the animation like a radar, and then the normal settlement recruitment beacon to really kind of give it more of a communications room vibe to that. I really like it. So then, of course, you repair the walls at the castle. And a lot of the rubble, especially with Scrap That Settlement, you can get rid of. But then in this one corner over here, there's a big pile of rubble that you can't get rid of it, and you can't do anything with it. So I did my best to hide it. So I got back into the Snappy House Kit, and I built up this little kind of memorial area. I don't know, memorial park type thing. Then I used the Place Anywhere mod to place the statues back up there on either end, and then added some benches and things like that. So you really can't see the big pile of rubble that's there, so you really wouldn't know that it is there. And then I added the one big tree, just because I thought it looked good. And it actually fit in a little bit better at the castle than I thought it was going to. This whole little area, I was really happy with the way it came out. We'll just go around and take a look at the inside of the courtyard here. Set up another scavenging station over here. There's another flag from the Minutemen morale pack. And then, I've got him assigned to the scavenging station there in the middle. But then like the car and the robot and the vending machine, the fridge, those are from a interactive objects mod. And you get the animation, the settlers will come over and act like they're you'll get the animation of them like scrapping the stuff and working on it and things like that. just a bunch of different ways to get more kind of movement in your settlement. It's really pretty cool. And both of these are the same way. The crate chair, they'll sit on it. The barrel, they'll lean over it like they're warming their hands and stuff. It's pretty cool. And that's where the workbench is. And I just added walls to the roof structure that was already there. Not sure why that settler's on top of the roof, but I'm not going to really worry about it. He can get himself down. And then I just added a bunch of barrels and crates and things like that to, for storage. Not a whole lot in there with that. Added a couple of lights and things. Then these over here, these are the only crops I have in this settlement. And they work out, the planters do work out, but as you'll see, you see them kind of glitching into the tables and stuff like they're working them like they're on the ground. I wish they had better animation where they would work it like it's on the table like it is, but... And those give a couple of food, and then the Better Stores mod adds livestock, which you've seen me use in other settlements. So you place the feed troughs down, and then you can place the rad stags, and each one of those rad stags add 5 food. And then I built them a little chain link fence kind of cage area, added some hay bales. Good way to, have food in your settlement and not have crops everywhere. So then the rest of this courtyard over here, I made them a little campfire, sit and relax area. At night they come over, sit down, and enjoy a few cold ones and things like that. And then in this corner, these plywood pieces are actually workout mats. Now I've got a couple of other ones. One's like a rug. The other ones are kind of like rugs, but I like the way the plywood looked. And they'll come over and do push-ups and things like that on it. Instabell, that instantly will call all of your settlers. You don't have to sit around and wait. They will all instantly show up at you. Then I loved this part over here. You guys remember the pillories? The stocks? You're at the Minuteman headquarters, so I took a couple of settlers, dressed them up in raider outfits, and you assign them to the pillory, and they'll come over and they'll get in it, and it'll close down, and they're not mad about being there, so it's kind of cool, because they've captured a few raiders, and then you got some wood for the fire, and then this guard here is from the USO mod. He's added the update not too long ago, added NPCs that you can spawn. So he's a Minuteman guard, power armor guard. So he's watching over the prisoners there, and he actually adds 6 defense to your settlement. And because he adds 6, he's stationary. He doesn't move around. He stays right there. So he makes a good guard for the raider prisoners there. Now we'll go in and check out the armory. Now Ronnie Shaw, she kind of hangs around in here sometimes, so I didn't do a lot to the outside to this little hallway. Most of what I did is actually in the armory itself. I didn't mess around with the hallway too much. We'll open it up, and I just basically kind of just filled it up, made it look like a real working armory. Added lots of new turrets, lots of, I added some heavy weapons up there on the racks, plenty of guns on the wall, plenty of ammo boxes, to really make it look like you could really restock, and, they're storing their weapons and arms in here. I've added a few more turrets underneath, and then I liked having the heavy weapons on the shelves up there also. Then I've added a power armor station. Now that's a T-51 set, But the Unified Clothing mod by Andrew CX has added all kinds of different paints, and this one is the improvised Minutemen paint scheme for your power armor. I really liked it. I thought it came out looking pretty cool. But you want to be careful in this corner, because right over here underneath the Gauss rifle, Ronnie Shaw stands against the wall right there. You want to be careful not to put anything there. And then I decorated around the weapons bench and the armor bench, and then ammo, and then I placed another turret on the table in the middle and added some tools like it's being worked on. Now we'll go over and head out and head over inside and check out the inside of the bastions. This is where I've placed most of my stores and most of my beds and things like that is all inside. Got my armor shop over here. You know, you join the Minutemen. This is where you would come to pick up your armor and your Minutemen uniform. And we'll move on down this way to the commissary, the bar area, the bar restaurant. Now the back counters back there against the wall, that's all from the modular kitchen mod, because I really wanted to give it, like, you know, this is where they really cook all of your food and things like that, you know, kind of a real mess hall type. This is from Crimson Riders Unique Furniture. They'll give you the animation that they're getting coffee, and I love using the cafe booths. You know, that comes with their own set of animations and things like that. Then lots of different just decorations on the walls. Then I set up a little buffet over here in this corner. They can have some more food and drinks. Really like the way it came out. Then here's a good look at the modular kitchen mod. I did use the Place Anywhere to get the angles right on the counters, but you know, it's just pretty cool. Some of the decorations from Dino's Decorations and modular kitchen, and it even comes with a sink that actually has water animations in it, and the stove, the pots and the pans snap right to the top of the stove, and it works like a normal cooking station. I'm really happy with that. So we'll go check out the rest of the inside of the castle here. And we're down here, we got the makeshift clinic. I took out, they've got the little wooden, you know, level 1 when you first get here. I took it out and put in a level 3 clinic, and then just set him up a little makeshift clinic, you know, not really a surgery center, but he can take care of most everything. Now we're going to move down to the general's private quarters. This would be my office. And I've added another secretary's desk over here, so, you know, we got the general's secretary working on things for me. And then that desk, that's the overseer's desk, but that one's from Crimson Riders Unique Furniture. I really like the way it had the 3 terminals on it. It doesn't work, you know, I mean, you can sit in it and you get animations from it, and you can assign someone to it like they're working at it, but I wanted it to be my desk. And then here's a little bit of the do-it-yourself I like that. I like the way it came out. Then, of course, the general, he's got to have his own set of consoles to keep in touch with everybody, because he's the one giving orders. I think that the monitor there is from the Settlement Object Expansion Pack. It adds that and the computer keyboard and things like that. But then here's this desk, and you can sit in it.
Assign someone to this.
And it tells you need to, assign someone to it, but you can't use the terminal. That's all you get out of it is that. If you assign someone to it, I'm sure it looks like they're working on it and everything, but I mainly just place it because I really like the way the desk looks. And that's the general's quarters. We'll keep on moving. More bedding areas. Gotta have plenty of areas to sleep. I currently have 21 settlers here right now. Then I've set up some workshop areas. This one's the chemistry area. And then you got your armor workbench down here where you can repair your uniform or, repair your clothes or anything like that. And then, of course, the gun area, you can, modify your gun, change it however you want, things like that. And we'll come down to the another barracks room here. And I love the mod, the working bunk beds. Thematic and Practical have working bunk beds also, but this one is actually from the mod Working Bunk Beds. Gives you the metal ones. Then I got my weapon shop over here at this end. Love the way the weapon shop came out. Thought it fit in perfect down here at this end. Then that little screen right there, that's from the Symbiotic Settlement mod, and I placed anywhere to place it up on the counter. And then you see the pistols and the laser rifle and the grenade there is actually in that mod also, and it snaps right to the screen. Makes for great decorations. Then a little bit of mix of do-it-yourself, and then I place some stuff myself. I don't know what that was. Sorry, game kind of glitched on me. But now we're going to head up and check out the top of the bastions. Now I put the artillery unit in every corner, in all the 5 corners. But I don't have them all assigned. Only one of them is assigned. That's more food from the better stores. You can place the like the shark on the ground, and the Mirelurk and the Mirelurk Hunter there stay close to their kills. And they're not aggressive. They won't attack you. They're just there for food. I think the Mirelurk Hunter adds 8 food, and the Mirelurk itself adds 5. So and you stuck them over here on this side so nobody could see them. You can see I jumped down. They're not attacking me. They're not even noticing I'm there at all. Then we'll finish our little tour here around the top of the bastion. I just think that looks better than having just a blank hole, and nobody attacks from this side, so there's really no sense in assigning anyone to them. I could assign someone to this because, when you do the big battle there for the castle, they do attack from this side. But this is a great look at the how I was able to fit the Bunker Hill walls with the walls on top, repairing it to make a walkway in between there across the top of it to keep, so you can still go all the way around the top of it. And then the middle here on the walls, if the guards or whatever, they're up here, you don't want to come down, you need to tweak your weapon, gave them a little area to do that. Little sitting area so they can sit and relax for a minute before they get back to guard duty, and they can have a drink. Then I wanted to use the more barricade style guard posts. I think they fit in a little bit better. But I'm really happy with the way those walls worked and able to get it. It wasn't, you know, as difficult as I thought to get the walkway straight across. Then I used the retextured foundation pieces because I thought the stone fit in a lot better. And then here in this corner, using the Place Anywhere mod, I was able to get a really good angle on fixing the walls here without it looking awfully weird. And here you can look down, and I used the shrubs and the bushes and stuff to cover up what was left of the that pile of rubble, so you can't see it at all from the inside anyway. You still can from the outside. Then on this side, on this end, I just used the Bunker Hill wall on the outside. I didn't want to use the inside and cover up that doorway, but I felt the outside, it needed kind of a more of an entrance to it also. And then I just added them the guards a warming barrel up here. They can warm their hands up while they're standing up here on guard duty. That pretty much takes care of the inside. Now we're going to go out and check out the other entrance on the, I guess would be the back side, I guess. Now all of those flags, the standing flags and the flags on the wall, that's from the Minutemen Morale Pack. And then I placed these artillery pieces out front, because some military bases, they have cannons and things like that at their entrance. And then the sign is from Grufford Signs and Posters. It's really cool. Then I added some turret shelves and things like that, and just to kind of dress up the outside of it a little bit. I really like how it came out. And then with all the different turrets around, this is really kind of the most fortified place. Kind of anxious to get to the Battle of the Castle mission to see how everything is, how it all works out. One thing about placing these artillery pieces, I don't have them assigned, and when you place them down, they're all kind of lined up. But every time you leave and you come back, they're turned, a little bit. They're never in the same place twice. So I had them all lined up looking perfect, and then they kind of move. And this is my castle. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like button. I appreciate that so much. And don't forget to subscribe. Got a lot of more coming out pretty soon. I've recently redone home plate. I've started building at Red Rocket, started building at Jamaica Plain. I've done some pretty cool stuff at Jamaica Plain. The clock up there, actually, if you go into if you've got the Unlock Settlement Objects mod, it's in the miscellaneous stuff. And I've used the Place Anywhere to put it on top of the wall like that. I thought it fit in really perfectly. So I hope you all enjoyed that. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. Have a good one.